There will not be made in the USA iPhones, and I'm sure it's unrelated. But Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, gave Trump a 24-karat gold statue. The tech billionaire met with Trump to deliver this gift and tout a $600 billion investment in US manufacturing. That was enough for Trump to give Apple an exemption from the semiconductor tariffs, but Apple made a commitment to spend $500 billion back in February, and only about $39 billion is estimated to be new spending, beyond what they normally spend. A lot of it is additional spending with existing suppliers. Apple's spending on US manufacturing has nothing to do with Trump's policies. Apple just reported its fastest quarterly revenue growth in 3 years at 9.6%. Apple would need to front more money to make more products anyway. So sure, more glass will be made for Apple Watches at Corning in Kentucky, where Apple's done business since 2007. More Face ID lasers will be made in Texas, where Coherent has been supplying lasers for years. Apple will expand data center capacity in Oregon, Iowa, Nevada, Arizona, and North Carolina, all states Apple already does business in. But the Made in USA stamp isn't going on iPhones. Final assembly, putting the product pieces together, will not be done in the US. Tim said it will be done elsewhere for a while. The $600 billion is not an investment as much as it's a company spending necessary dollars on production to meet demand. It seems like the only thing that's actually new is the statue and Cook's $1 million investment in Trump's inaugural committee, and I guess Tim Cook personally telling Trump about Apple's already planned growth. This really isn't free market economics. So long as a CEO is willing to grovel to a head of state, they get favorable treatment. Trump even once directly said, Tim Cook is a great executive because he calls me when others don't, just after waiving tariffs that would have hurt Apple in 2019. Phones are also exempt from the extra 25% tariff that Trump just put on India this month. Let's also not forget that when Trump exempted phones, computers, and chips from tariffs in April, the news boosted Apple's stock, pushing their market cap back over $3 trillion. This all comes as Tim Cook held an all-hands meeting last week to tell Apple staff that AI is ours to grab. And we've rarely been first. There was a PC before there was a Mac. There was a smartphone before there was an iPhone. There were many tablets before there was an iPad. There was an MP3 player before an iPod. But Apple invented the modern version of these product categories. This is how I feel about AI. Then, like many tech leaders, he went on to bash regulation. We need to continue to push on the intention of the regulation and get them to offer that up. I'm not going to let Tim Cook on this one. The one thing that Apple customers like is the privacy and security that the products offer. So what happens when AI becomes the focus and they need our data to develop it and compete? How long will the privacy last?